Hi everyone, it's Coach Fred here, and I'm going to be going over the March 2020 math calculator number 29 for the SAT. And this is a really typical question from the SAT. They love to test you on whether you know what a no solution equation would look like or a infinite solution equation would look like. So remember that if you have a linear equation, meaning the highest exponent of x is a 1, then you could have one solution or no solution or infinite solutions. If it's quadratic, so highest exponent is 2, you could have 2, 1, 0. Okay, so in this given equation, k is a constant. Now, we do want to recognize that they're going to say that a lot. It just means it's a number. So if the equation has no solution, what is the value of k? So we have to remember that like a no solution equation is going to look like this. Maybe 2x plus 5 equals 2x. Well, why? Because if you subtract 2x from each side, let's really think about this mathematically, you're going to get that. The variables are going to cancel and you're going to have a statement that's not a true statement, and that would mean that there's no solution. So that's basically what you're trying to do. You're trying to get the structure. So this is actually a case where I probably would plug in the numbers. I think it might really help. Okay, so let's let k be 0. Let's try this one, okay? So if k is 0, I get 1/3 x, right? Because this would be 0, and then this would be 0. So I'd get 1/3 x equals 0. Now that actually is a solvable equation, right? If I do that, I'm going to get that x actually equals 0. So C is out. Notice that I went with the 0 first because I think it's the easiest one. All right, I'm going to try -1 next because it's a whole number, okay? So I'm going to put in 1/3, then we've got x, it would become plus 1 equals -x, right? -1x. All right, so that's going to give me 1/3 x plus 1/3 equals -x. Now I can see that if I bring the x to the other side, I'm actually going to get a solution. All right, so A is out. So I've eliminated my answers here. So now I'm going to try, I'm going to go with -1/3, okay? So I'm going to just go in order at this point. So I've got 1/3 times x plus 1/3 equals -1/3 x. So let's see what happens here. I'm going to get 1/3 x plus 1/9 equals -1/3 x. Okay, I can easily see that if I subtract 1/3 x to both sides, I'm going to get 1/9 equals -2/3 x, which is something I am going to get a solution for, so that is out, so my answer has to be D. So that's one way of thinking about this equation, this question. And remember, you're really trying to see if the x's cancel. Let's test out what happens when we plug that in. So if I plug in 1/3, I'm going to get 1/3 x minus 1/3 equals 1/3 x. All right, so I'm going to get 1/3 x minus 1/9 equals 1/3 x. So like that example I said at the beginning, if I subtract 1/3 x to both sides, I'm going to get -1/9 equals 0, which is not a true statement, which is why it doesn't work, okay? Now, a couple other things you could probably think about is you could simplify it in the beginning. You could rewrite it as 1/3 x minus 1/3 k equals kx. You could plug in directly there. It might make some of the work here a little bit easier. Not too much, but a little bit easier, okay? All right, hopefully that was a helpful video. Remember, this is a question you are going to see. So recognizing the structure between no solution and infinite solution linear equations will be important. Have a great day.